Hello, and welcome back to my humble show. I am your host for tonight and every other night, the Articulate Thinker. Hopefully, here to bring you art articles and articulation straight from Articulation Station, so be sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy the ride. Don't forget to turn on those bell notifications while you're at it. I'm not going to ring it because it is very late right now. It is indeed night, and I need to go to sleep soon. But before I do that, I want to do this. I want to talk about Susanna Gibson. Well, I don't really want to talk about her, but because so many people have been talking about her, I might as well. Just in case you're not one of the people who has heard other people talking about it. That's right. Democratic House candidate performed sex acts online for tips. Here's this. Susanna Gibson is running in a competitive district with control of the House at stake. Alright, so that's just a screenshot from a random article, and the screenshot was posted by Marina Medvin on X, and this is one of the first posts I saw about this a few days ago. I just so happened to have the tab pulled up still. And so I'm clicking around and finding out before I exit out of it. And then cover some of the more recent articles on the matter. But yes, a thread from Marina Medvin. And she links this article from Daily Wire. Headline for that article reads, "Meet Susanna Gibson, a.k.a. Hot Wife Experience, the Dem candidate who also has an X-rated chatterbait account." I'm guessing that's what the end of that is. The headline is cut off. So let me see here. What else is in the screenshots? A Democrat running for a crucial seat in Virginia's House of Delegates performed sex acts with her husband for a live online audience and encouraged viewers to pay them with tips for specific requests, according to online videos viewed by the Washington Post. If I'm not mistaken, she actually managed to violate the terms and conditions of Chatterbait. I had never heard of Chatterbait until this story, by the way. But by the name of it, I immediately knew what it was, or at least the gist of it. Susanna Gibson, a nurse practitioner and mother of 2 young children running in a highly competitive suburban Richmond district, streams sex acts on Chatterbait, a platform that says it takes its name from the act of masturbating while chatting online. Go figure. So basically, Jeffrey Toobin inspired this website. That's a joke, but don't poke too much fun. Yeah, so Marina Medvin's caption reads, "OMG, Virginia, no! Henrico, I'm talking to you. Susanna Gibson, a Democrat running for Virginia's House, hashtag VA57, that's the district number, performed sex acts for an online audience and asked for tips for special requests." So I don't remember how long they were going about this business. I'm pretty sure I heard a number of years, or I don't want to say years. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but who knows really how long they were doing this sort of thing. Not exactly the ideal person to be representing the general public, but that's for a more ideological conversation. I'm just trying to cover the news here. Okay, screenshots of posts, or shall I say tweets, since X was formerly known as Twitter. These from Susanna Gibson herself, who seems to have the primary purpose of promoting abortion. That seems to be her primary purpose in politics. So here she said, "It was never my plan to run for office, but after Roe was overturned, I knew I needed to step up. As a nurse practitioner, I know better than anyone that a politician has no place in our exam room." So she wants to become a politician, and then she would be exactly who she doesn't want to see. She would be the politician who is in the exam room, essentially. Is that hypocrisy? I don't know. I'm not sure what world she's living in general, so there's that. Here she said, "I have served our community as a nurse practitioner for over a decade. My position has always been clear. Politicians have no place in the exam room." Oh, so this is her talking point. Her very sick, simple-minded talking point. "My opponent, he was caught talking about outlawing abortion." Oh, he was caught. Isn't it crazy that we live in a world where if you are heard talking about killing less babies, it's discussed as though you've been caught red-handed talking about saving lives. Oh no. Ridiculous. "My opponent, he was caught talking about outlawing abortion." Now that's a policy issue which turns into an issue of codification. So I get that it's a hot topic. And if you are a constitutionalist in its current form, then you're for state-to-state determination of abortion law. So yeah, that's an argument to be had. But to act like it's absurd that people want to outlaw the killing of the innocent, I mean, come on. At least try to understand. Just try. I mean, you're alive to try to understand because you weren't aborted in the first place yourself. So the least you could do is try to understand instead of just vilifying. And with that being said, I mean, you're here. You're running as a politician for a political seat, for power, apparently. But she says, "They'll go as far as we let them." I mean, you're one to go far. Yeah, you've gone way too far. Time and time again. For tips, for money, for whatever you can get your hands on. In more ways than one. So, Marina Medvin added, "You might not be surprised to learn that the crux of the platform of the woman who brags about sex with 3 men in a single day is mainly just abortion." Yeah, I have been on some of her platforms, and she does seem to like to post about abortion. Maybe, well, I don't want to speculate on why that might be, but there are a lot of people who are in that camp these days. Let me log into Daily Wire here real quick, since I am a member. "Meet Susanna Gibson, a.k.a. Hot Wife Experience, the Democratic candidate who also has an X-rated Chatterbait profile." Like I said, I think she violated terms and conditions, so it has likely been taken down by now. I'm not sure. I've not been on there. So, enter at your own risk. Mom's Demand Action candidate says, "Y'all can watch me pee if you tip me some tokens. Again, I'm raising money for a good cause." Uh-huh. Sure you are. I mean, when you gotta go, right? Wrong. This is the wrong way to go about it. Wrong. The below article contains graphic descriptions of sexual acts and may be offensive to some readers. This article is from September 11. That day. But I'm going to read through this article before I move on to a couple newer articles from the New York Post. A Democrat candidate for state office in Virginia appears to have been raising money for a good cause. Good cause. by performing graphic sex acts online, where she told viewers she liked being choked and said they could watch her urinate for the right price, according to material reviewed by the Daily Wire. Well, not sure who exactly over at the Daily Wire had to review such material, but I hope they recover soon. Prayers. Condolences. Susanna Gibson, who is running for a seat in the narrowly divided Virginia State House, was as recently as last year posting as Hot Wife Experience on the website Chaturbate, where men could pay tokens to get her to perform specific sex acts. In one video recorded shortly after she launched her campaign last year, she told her husband, "I'll let you bleep me in the bleep style in a private room if someone wants to pay. That's the deal." So yeah, she had her husband involved, and he was all for it. I guess. I wouldn't be for anything like that, but I don't have to worry about that because my wife is not psychotic. In another video, she appears to say that for the right price, viewers could watch her urinate. "Y'all can watch me pee if you tip me in some tokens," she said. "Again, I'm raising money for a good cause. I like being choked. I like being hit. I do," she said in one video posted exactly a year ago on September 11 of 2022. Okay. Some weird role-playing going on there. "I just want a private room with somebody filming their bleep so I can bleep looking at it." Yeah, I don't want to read the rest of this. Okay, I'm going to skip that. She said for 500 tokens, she would order room service in a hotel and cause the delivery person to see her naked, saying, "I'm definitely a slut. In order to leave the door cracked, I need 500 tokens." So I think the solicitation of money through the website, through the app or whatever it is, Chaturbate, is what got her. But I don't know if she was taken down, and if she was, I don't know if it was because the story blew up just recently, or if she had already been taken down, and people had simply had these videos saved or something, and ultimately they went public because she was running as a politician, and there was some opposition research or something. I'm not sure how exactly she got exposed. I don't know if it's known. In fact, I've heard, even in the last couple of days, speculation that maybe she leaked it out herself, though it was public. Because she wanted the publicity as a politician, because sometimes even bad publicity is good publicity for a politician who is running for an election. But if you know something I don't know, let me know in the comments below. Gibson said she has had sex with 3 men in one day, and don't tell my husband he was the third. Okay. I would say ethically non-monogamous, but I guess that 3 in one day was not. Whatever. "I'm raising money for a good cause, and it's my birthday, so give me more, please, because it's my birthday night." And yeah, so then I bleeped him in his house for the first time, and then later that night I bleeped my husband, she said. Okay, either she's making that up to spice up the story, or she's just increasingly psychotic and perverted, and this is a true story. In the videos, she appears to be filmed with her husband, lawyer John David Gibson, leave it to a lawyer, who ensured that the raunchiest acts were reserved for the biggest spending, saying no bleep outside of private. I don't want to read some of these words. You can see them on the screen, though. The text is big enough. She can be heard in the video saying he doesn't like sharing, but her, or he doesn't like sharing her with other men, with Gibson saying, "Sometimes I have to, though. She makes me." Her husband gave $5,000 to her campaign around the time the videos were filmed, according to public filings in Virginia. Wait. You're paying for what you're participating in? Okay. The Washington Post first reported the story on Monday afternoon, and the Daily Wire independently obtained the videos. So they did obtain them. Sorry you had to suffer through that. Gibson did not return a request for comment from the Daily Wire asking whether the good cause was her Senate campaign, but she appears to acknowledge to the Washington Post that the videos were authentic, claiming that they are an illegal invasion of my privacy designed to humiliate me and my family. Wait. So you posted the videos on a public site, and I don't even think it requires any age verification or anything like that, or payment to log in. You published all this. You made it public for thousands and thousands of people, and now you're claiming that those very same videos are an illegal invasion of your privacy designed to humiliate you and your family? I mean, you did that yourself. Deeply irresponsible people. Clowns. They want to run the circus, though. Then again, it is a circus. Though she posted the videos online for her nearly 6,000 followers on Chatterbait, she now claims to be a sex crime to shed light. She claims it to be a sex crime to shed light on the existence of her account. Okay, that does sound like someone who would reverse engineer the situation by leaking out her own already public videos in attempt to make known to the world that she is running a race for a political position. No, that's the one position that she may not get much of an opportunity to be in. If you know what I mean. Pun intended. I mean, I wouldn't have heard of her otherwise. Would you have? Scam likely. My political opponents and their Republican allies have proven they're willing to commit a sex crime to attack me. A sex crime? How's that a crime? Okay, your husband is a lawyer. You should know law at least a little bit. I'm no lawyer, but I know that is like inaccurate application of legal terminology. Commit a sex crime to attack me and my family because there's no line they won't cross to silence women when they speak up. Oh, so now it's about silencing women. Typical language of a pro-abortion politician or wannabe politician. But that's what Gibson told the Washington Post. Gibson appeared alongside U.S. Senator Tim Kaine on Saturday. She is running against Republican David Owen in the November 7 election, in which early voting begins September 22. Do you think this will fuel a victory for her? I would hope not. And if it does, well, she might set the stage for some more psychos to do the same thing. Her campaign platform says she is a public health expert who is concerned about Republican efforts at purportedly punishing teachers. With teachers reporting tip lines or videos in the classrooms to monitor them, her campaign website features several pictures of her and her husband with their 2 children. And on social media, she has stated that she has a family-friendly seal of approval. She's running for a swing state or swing seat in Henrico County in suburban Richmond. She is endorsed by Moms Demand Action, a group that has pushed far-left candidates in Virginia schools and elsewhere. Gibson's largest campaign donor is the Clean Virginia Fund, according to records. So Henrico County is the county. And that explains Marina Medvin's tweet up here, her post, her caption. Virginia, no, Henrico, I'm talking to you, yeah. Tell them who not to vote for. Do not vote for Susanna Gibson. Whatever you do. Here is her LinkedIn profile, which leads to her other profiles. Not her inappropriate profiles, but Her Facebook account, as you can see here. And there is a photo of her family. One big, happy, disturbed family. Susanna Gibson for Virginia House of Delegates, District 57. This is obviously a political page on Facebook. Last post, July 20. I see a laughing emoji on there. I imagine I'm not the only person who has found her social media accounts. Here is her Instagram account. It appears that she has made it private. Not sure what all she had on there. But she does have her pronouns. She, her, hers. Good to know she's a woman. I'm sure no one would have been able to tell by her pornography. Susanna Gibson for delegate. I'm not going to say she has much of a following, but that's what she's looking for. Of course, if she's looking for a following, why would she make her account private? That's a question. If she was using this as a publicity stunt to get her name out there, or at least her face, or some portion of her, why would she make accounts private? Well, maybe this account is already private, was already private in the first place. Maybe she didn't use it all that much. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Trying to put the pieces together, since I don't know who is responsible for this expose in the first place. Here is her Twitter account. More big happy family photos. Nurse practitioner, mother, dog lover, advocate by profession and by passion. Democrat candidate for Virginia House of Delegates, 57th District. And the link there just leads back to her LinkedIn account. She has been posting on here recently. And if you scroll down far enough, you will run into many a post about abortion, including the very second one on the list. I have served our community as nurse practitioner for over a decade. My position has always been clear. Politicians have no place in the exam room. My opponent, he was caught talking about abortion, outlawing abortion. They'll go as far as we let them. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you think he's extreme, well, you're even more extreme. At least I assume she's running against a man. Yeah, he's a man. Owen was the name, if I'm not mistaken. So as for the latest news about her and her not so clever endeavors, a couple of articles from the New York Post, and I might speed read through these. Democratic Virginia House candidate performed sex acts with husband on webcam for tips. I think she got more than just the tip. Oh, no, I didn't. A Democratic candidate for the Virginia House of Delegates performed sex acts with her husband online. Yada, 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 bing, bing, boom. Mother of 2 young children who is running in a competitive race to represent District 57 in Richmond showed quite a bit more than skin on the adult streaming website Chaturbate, according to screenshots of archived material reviewed by the Post. She's a 40-year-old nurse practitioner. Hosted more than a dozen of the live romps with her husband on the platform, which was then posted to a publicly accessible archive on the website Recurbate in September 2022, after she declared her candidacy. Not sure what that is. Recurbate. Let me know in the comments below. I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to look it up for fear of what I might find. Gibson also apparently maintained her Chaturbate profile after having announced her campaign in July of 2022, uploading at least one picture of herself on the sex streaming site the following month, according to a screenshot obtained by the Post. The unconventional candidate had more than 5,770 Chaturbate followers, whom she repeatedly pressed for more tokens in exchange for certain acts in private showings, adding that she was raising money for a good cause. In other videos, she suggested that she and her husband have tried swapping with different partners as she is ethnically non-monogamous, but that he doesn't like sharing. Modern wife swap. Some of her campaign contributions here. And there is a screenshot from her so-called hot wife experience. But that's as much as you're going to see. Gibson often thanked her viewers after the tokens arrived, and her husband, a lawyer in at least one case, echoed her request. Chatterbait's terms and conditions state, requesting or demanding specific acts for tips may result in a ban from the platform for all parties involved. May. So, was she banned? I don't know. If you are... Well, I'm not going to make any recommendations. In fact, I would recommend that you don't look it up. But I'm just saying, I don't know whether or not the account is still up. In a statement to the Washington Post, Gibson called the publicly posted videos an illegal invasion of my privacy designed to humiliate me and my family. Again, take some responsibility. It won't intimidate me, and it won't silence me, Gibson said. My political opponents and their Republican allies have proven they are willing to commit a sex crime to attack me and my family because there's no line they won't cross to silence women when they speak up. All the buzzwords there. All the buzzwords. The candidate's attorney, Daniel P. Watkins, told the outlet that the archived videos violated Virginia's revenge porn law, which makes it a Class 1 misdemeanor to maliciously circulate sexual images or another person's nudity with intent to coerce, harass, or intimidate. I'm not 100% sure what the initial intent was in recirculating the footage. It could have been her, for that matter. I don't know who circulated it, so I don't know who would have had the intent. But of course, this stuff eventually spreads to the point where anyone is on the hook for a potential lawsuit. So you got to be careful with that stuff. You can't just go sharing out nude images of just anybody, nude videos of just anybody. Not that the world needs to see that circulating anyways, but I'm just saying maybe there is a crime somewhere in there committed by someone. And if someone is attempting to dox her with what they've seen, with what they've heard, well, that's not legal. So, yeah. Just trying to be fair here. The lawyer cited a Virginia appeals court ruling in 2021 that it was illegal for a man to secretly record his girlfriend during a consensual sexual encounter, even if that video was never shared with others. Wait, how does that apply? That seems a little bit different, doesn't it? Since she was recording herself and talking to the camera. We are working closely with state and federal law enforcement, Watkins also said. Sounds like they're just throwing dirt at the wall at this point, hoping it'll stick. Her campaign did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Gibson is going up against Republican David Owen, a former home builder, for the November 7 election, as Democrats are seeking to regain the majority in the 100-member Virginia House. Republicans currently control the lower chamber by 3 delegates, 49 to 46. Democrats led the state Senate by 22 to 18. Lead. Not just led, but lead. Another family photo from what appears to be a baseball game. Gibson launched her campaign in July of 2022 and has since raised $376,895 during her campaign, compared with $339,621 raised by the Owen campaign, according to the campaign finance website, the Virginia Public Access Project. Does that mean that she is actually winning the race thus far? Or could it just mean that she has been receiving quite a bit of money from her her aforementioned endeavors? However, she maintains just $77,435 cash on hand after going head-to-head in the June 20 Democratic primary with opponent Bob Shippey. Owen has retained $166,179 of his funds after facing no primary challenger. He's probably just better at life decisions in general. But that's a September 11 article as well. This is a September 12 article. I don't know if there's anything new in it. But it says, Susanna Gibson blasts opponents for gutter politics after sex vids resurface. She blasted them for engaging in the worst gutter politics. I mean, if they have their mind in the gutter, it's just because that's what you were soliciting in the first place. Washington Post revealed in a bombshell report Monday. The nurse practitioner has since railed against her political opponents, accusing them of engaging in dirty politics. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to skip through the article a bit because most of this is just repetitious. I'm sure this is a difficult time for Susanna and her family, and I'm remaining focused on my campaign, Owen told the Post in a statement. So is he sticking up for her a bit? I don't know. But she said, my opponent and his allies know that the people of this district are on our side on the issues, so they're stooping to the worst gutter politics, she added. There's too much at stake in this election, and I'll never stop fighting for our community and for the abortion of babies. The videos were posted to a publicly accessible archive, so on and so forth. Gibson apparently maintained her Chatterbait profile called Hot Wife Experience after having announced her campaign in July 2022, uploading at least one image of herself on the sex streaming site a month later. Followers garnered. That is David Owen there, in case you're wondering. Safe to say he wouldn't have quite as much success on Chatterbait. Alright, again, repetitious. Coerce, harass, intimidate. According to her, that's what's happening. We are working directly with federal and local law enforcement to hold the wrongdoers accountable and to protect Miss Gibson's rights as the victim of a crime. Playing the victim here. Surprised she hasn't set up an additional GoFundMe. That might be illegal as well for someone who is campaigning. But that's what Watkins, founder of Meyer Watkins Phillips Push LLP, told the Post law firm. The lawyer cited a Virginia appeals court ruling in 2021 that determined that it was illegal for a man to secretly record his girlfriend during a consensual sexual encounter, even if that video was never shared with others. Again, that doesn't really even seem to fit the script here. It's not clear if Gibson will remain in the race, although she said this scandal won't silence me. If she drops out, that would be a sign that she definitely had no part in leaking this in the first place. Though leak is a weird word to use considering it was all public. And she may have been profiting off of it still. I don't know. I don't know how payment works on that site. The race has attracted significant amounts of spending from both parties, which are waging intense legislative battles as rising Republican star Governor Glenn Youngkin looks to continue with his conservative agenda with full control of state government. The state Republican Party and House Speaker Todd Gilbert did not immediately respond to the Post's request for comment on Tuesday. The district voted in favor of Youngkin by a 51.2% to 48.3% in 2021, but in the 2022 congressional midterm elections, the split in the district was 50% Democratic to 49.1% Republican. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up here momentarily. I did have one more article, a newer article from today, the 13th, or shall I say yesterday. Oh, wait, is it the 15th now? Maybe. Maybe this was 2 days ago. I'm late to the party on this one. My apologies. I just have not been able to keep up with much of anything lately. If Susanna Gibson's naughty videos don't turn voters off, maybe her lack of common sense will. I would hope so. Despite her claims that she is the victim. And even if she is in a certain sense, that does not make her anything less than a psycho. Maybe not the proper implementation of that word, but hey, that's what we're going with. Or maybe the other oldest profession too. Turns out Virginia state legislative candidate Susanna Gibson used to enjoy making naughty videos with her hubby for money on adult streaming website Chatterbait. We get that times have been tough, but it's still quite a notable side gig. I don't know if I really care to read the rest of this article. When the news broke, she responded with "Hi, Dajian. It's an illegal invasion of my privacy designed to humiliate me. You posted the videos, sue, and even solicited cash for them. You just ignore all the warnings about how everything you put on the internet lasts forever. And then made yourself a public figure by running for office. Who is talking? Are these the words of the Post editorial board? There's no specific name. I'm not sure who exactly is talking here. But this is a very short article, so I might as well finish it off. Heck, the Chatterbait, or she told her Chatterbait fans she was raising money for a good cause, her political career, apparently, and posted at least some new content even after she'd launched her campaign. As small donor strategy, it sure gets points for originality. I doubt she'll be the last, though. So, too, as a get out the vote effort, she racked up close to 6,000 followers on the site, enough to possibly make a difference in her very purple district. But even if voters don't see the raunch as a sign of poor character, they have to question her basic common sense. After all, do Virginians really want to be repped by someone who doesn't have the savvy to keep boudoir videos solidly private, but instead monetizes them? It practically defines politically risky behavior. And voters have every right to know about candidates' peccadillos and decide for themselves on their harmlessness, just as they do about actual malfeasance. To take a cue from our page 6 colleague, if you don't want it on the Post editorial page, don't do it. Well said. What shall I use as a thumbnail for this video? This one? I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe, though. Let me switch to this. That make a good thumbnail? I just don't know that I want to have her on my screen in such a form, in such a fashion. Oh. What about this? No. I mean, maybe. Sorry, I'm just like wasting your time here. But I'm trying to figure out what to use as a thumbnail for my video. If that makes any sense. Maybe I will use this one. There, I was posing for it. Either way, gotta go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Keep in touch. Keep in tune. New content is coming soon. Peace.